What am I freaking doing? Good day, my friends, and welcome back once again to Brotherhood of the Bat Collectibles. My name's Chris. I'm the Batman statue collector, and here on this channel we do high-end statue collecting reviews, unboxing, statue chats, and so much more. And that's exactly what I'm going to do today, is a statue chat, because so many of you have asked, kind of, Chris, what's going on with your collection? You know, obviously you are changing things around. If you watched my last room tour, I'm going to put it up here, you noticed a big difference between a year ago and now. And I feel like right now I'm definitely in a transition, obviously in terms of how I'm going to display my collection with possible custom shelving, but also how I'm going to display my statues in terms of what I'm getting in. And if you've been watching recently, you notice that I've been getting in some samurai pieces, and whether I'm all in or not, that is a good question. I obviously have Joker coming in very soon as well, so that'll be my fourth piece. But so many of you have asked and have been disappointed, actually, some of you, that I sold my Arkham line. And so I kind of wanted to do a video today to kind of explain my thinking, explain why I got rid of that amazing line, and why I am kind of changing things up a little bit. So as I was collecting the Arkham line, I absolutely love them. There's no doubt about it. They are some of my favorite representations of the characters. And I had an entire row of them. They were incredible. They looked awesome. Prime One is one of my absolute favorite companies. Like, I just, you know, you guys know. If you watch the channel, you guys know how much I love that line. And what I started to do was I sold one piece off. I sold my Azrael. And the reason why I sold that is because I needed room for the Arkham City Poison Ivy. Okay, that would kind of flesh out that collection. I was still very happy with the collection, and it is what it is. But again, that was teased a long time ago. The pre-order was a long time ago. Well, since then they've canceled her. Okay, and that got me thinking, like, okay, they canceled that piece. Do I need this one, or do I need that one? Can I pare it down for space? Around the same time that I was collecting, or kind of finishing up the Arkham line, I was also starting to collect these pieces back here behind me. And as I started getting in Deathstroke and Bane and Batman, and of course, you know, we've got Poison Ivy back there, as I started getting those pieces, or as they announced Talon, or as they announced other characters that they're doing, I kind of started to realize, okay, hey, I actually like the comic book pieces better than the Arkham pieces, okay? And as I was looking at them, all lined up next to some of these, and starting to try to think, okay, where am I going to put these new pieces that I have coming in, like the Batman versus Joker diorama, this incredible Killer Croc that they've teased, Talon, Harley, like all these characters, Arkham City Harley, which I have still on pre-order. I started kind of questioning, okay, where am I going to put these things? I only have a limited amount of space. Something has to give. And so as I was looking at the Arkham line, even though I absolutely love it, I also started to think, okay, there's so much like the comic book pieces. There's not a lot of separation there. There's not a lot of differentiation there. And that's something that I'm looking for in my collection. Another big thing is when I reviewed the Lee Bermejo Joker, and I reviewed the Iron Studios, I'm looking at it right here, the Iron Studios 1/3 scale Joker with the, you know, the skin face. I had that piece in particular right next to the Arkham. I did a kind of compare and contrast. And as I was comparing, they're both amazing, but I loved the comic book piece so much more than the Arkham piece. And so that really got me thinking, okay, do I need to pare down my Arkham line? Is it as good as some of the current comic book pieces? And yes, the line's still amazing, but for me, my heart was more into the comic book pieces. So I had to make the tough choice. I had to make the tough choice to start saying, okay, I can start selling these. I kept paring it down. I kept thinking, okay, well, maybe I can still keep Scarecrow. Maybe I can still keep Two-Face, because they haven't made those in 1/3 scale outside of the Arkham line yet. The scales don't match up very good. Like if you take Bermejo's Joker's head, like his head's like this big and Scarecrow's is like this big. It just didn't match up perfectly scale-wise. And it's just different aesthetic, you know? The Arkham, you know, more of the video game aesthetic versus the comic book. Sometimes they still look okay together. I see them in some people's collections and they're okay, but for me, it wasn't going to cut it. I do want the best of the best next to the best of the best, if that makes sense. To me, it is all about quality over quantity. There's a lot of collectors out there that get every single piece, and that's great. But for me, in the space that I have, I don't want it to look cluttered. And there's a lot of collections out there that look very cluttered. And it's just not for me. It might look great. Like when you look at it, like, wow, there's like 400 statues here. That's just not me. That's not for me. I want to pare it down to the best pieces out there that I love. So my money, that's how I spend it, right? How you spend your money is how you spend your money. Everybody spends it differently, right? But that's where I'm at right now. So the Arkham line went. That left me with my room tour. If you guys saw it, it was kind of like this weird hodgepodge, right? I've got this garage shelf over here. I've got the Sideshow stuff in the closet, and then over here I've got these weird, just random pieces. I knew something was missing because the Arkham line set this collection apart. My Sideshow display set this collection apart, but I knew that something was missing, especially when reflecting on that video. So I started thinking about the I started thinking about the Samurai line, which is something that I've avoided for a very long time. For 5 years here on the channel, I avoided it. And the reason I avoided it is because I didn't think I had the space, or maybe the concept was too far out there. So I listened to my friends, my enablers, which is what we do for each other here on this channel, right? We justify these purchases. I took a chance with Deathstroke. Got Deathstroke in, loved him, got Batman. Have Harley now, have Joker coming. When will it stop? Who knows? But what I found is when you look over here on these white bookshelves, which again, I don't know if they're gonna work or not, or I don't know if they're gonna stay or not, it separates the collection. It differentiates the collection. I've got the big giant third scale from Prime 1. I've got my quarter scale from XM. Over here, I'm probably more than likely going to have movie pieces or some comic book dioramas. I like to separate. And that's what I'm really worried about. I was talking to Dan Default about this, Wayne Manor North, is I'm worried about custom shelving because I don't know how well it's going to separate. I like pockets. This, separated by this, separated by the bus, separated by the Sideshow. Like, I love the collections separate. Batman surrounded by his villains. You guys have been watching this for a very long time. So if I do go the custom shelf route, and I have, as of this recording, I have contacted and had a contractor come out. They're currently, as we speak, putting their programs together, and they did all the measurements and stuff, and are coming up with things. But again, should I just keep kind of creating my own displays? I mean, I'm fairly okay with it. I mean, I think I've inspired a lot of you out there. I think I was one of the very first ones to use garage shelving. Certainly one of the very first ones to put it out as a collectible display option on YouTube. And that was 5 years ago. But now I see everybody using garage shelves. So I'm very proud of that. Should I keep doing that? Should I keep customizing my own shelving to accommodate my separation? Because again, if you have one big display with two-tiered system like I'm thinking, how do you separate those out? And I just don't know. So maybe I'll keep it the way it is. I just don't know. But I do really like, again, this shelving over here. Again, it's been limited, but I really like that it can hold the quarter scale Samurai pieces, at least most of them. So that's where I'm at. I really am sad that I lost the Arkham line, but at the same time, I've always said this on the channel that this collection is like a museum. Pieces come in, pieces come out. Some people fault me here on YouTube and say, well, you're just buying pieces to do reviews on, and that's just simply not true. You don't see reviews from everybody or every piece from different genres. You see Batman pieces here. That's what I review. And so sometimes I think they're going to stay for a while, but sometimes they don't, and that's fair. But that's why we have guest reviews, right? I wish I could have everything. I wish I could have every piece in this cave to review for you guys. It would definitely make better content here on the channel, but I collect what I love, or at least what I think I'm going to love. Sometimes I'm disappointed. Sometimes what I think is going to work in the collection doesn't. But bottom line, I really love collecting this Samurai line. I love the Prime 1 pieces. I love the Sideshow pieces. I love the Queen Studios pieces, Infinity, Tweeterhead. So many that are going to be coming into the cave this year that I'm incredibly excited about. But I just kind of wanted to reflect. I kind of wanted to do this video so I can look back on it, you know, years from now and say, where was I at in 2022? Where was I at with my collection? And I feel like finally adding that little bit of separation, adding something different, because I don't want boring, guys. I don't want the same old, same old. I want something in my collection that's going to wow me. Maybe wow you guys. When you see it, you're like, wow, that's a great art piece. Wow, Chris just upped his collection level. I love that. And I love that for me, and I love it for you guys. So that's where I'm at right now. That is kind of the glimpse, the snapshot right now in 2022 of where I'm at with my collection. I just wanted to share my thoughts, kind of why I got rid of the Arkham line, why I got the Samurai pieces, because of that need for something different and special in my collection. So that's where I'm at. Okay? Thank you guys so very much for checking out the video today. Again, thank you guys so much for your continued support here on this channel. I love you guys all. Thank you so very much. If it's your first time viewing, please make sure you hit that red subscribe button, hit the like button. That does help other people, helps with the YouTube algorithm, and it helps other collectors find this content. So thank you guys so very much for that. And just again, thank you for spending time with me today. It means the world to me. I'll see you soon right here in the Batcave. Bye, everybody. Hey guys, thank you so very much for watching today, and if you're new here, please hit the subscribe button right here on the screen and check out these two awesome videos. I think you're going to love them. And also please join us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. I would love to have you join in all the fun. Thank you guys so very much for watching. See you in the Batcave.